Hey, Joe 200, how you doing? So it's the next Thursday. This is how we roll. Every Thursday we get a new um, area that we're going to study, new chapter to study in Blackboard, and a new lecture like this from me. Okay. So it's January 21st, 2016, and so we now are embarking into the real science of studying aging, and specifically we're going to look at population analysis, and this is big time. Okay, I'm always going to try and refer this to opportunity for you guys, because this is what it's all about. So there's tons and tons of job opportunity for people that specialize in analysis of population dynamics, and specifically looking at age group targets. Okay, why would that be important? Well, depending on what company you're representing. Okay, so we have a lot of our graduates go and work, for example, health insurance companies, banking companies. Whatever it is that you're trying to market to a population, a better understanding of who the most representative age groups are of the area that you're marketing to is a win proposition, a win situation. Okay, so we're going to, in this whole field of studying population analysis is called demography, and another type of job opportunities linking demography or population analysis to health trends, and that's called epidemiology. And there's the Center for Disease Control does a lot of epidemiology. Every state has epidemiologists that work for them. Every private health insurance company. So I had a good buddy that worked for Kaiser Permanente, had an unbelievable job, again looking at health trends and populations, because it's all part of the big business package of delivering healthcare, efficiency, optimization, all these kinds of things that come in handy. We have a lot of our graduates to go work for the SCAN Foundation, that look at efficiency in healthcare delivery. All right, so I'm going to go old school. We're going to turn it around again. We're going to take a look at the course like we have done previously. And then I'm going to also set you up in terms of how to approach your critical thinking assignment, okay? All right, so be patient with the camera shift here. And, okay, all right. So, as you can tell, we are kind of modernizing the approach on the course. So I'm going to get rid of that. So there I am. That's my incredibly beautiful and super smart wife, as I indicated. Your TAs, Sairaj and Kelly. Okay. Alrighty. So beginning over here. So I've got this on student view. So this looks exactly like what you have. We've uploaded a more recent syllabus. We're really revamping the course. So there were a couple inaccuracies in the syllabus. So we've changed that. I'm going to attach that to this file as well. So you start every Thursday, just like this Thursday, the 21st. You click right here. And you're going to get into the lecture, as we like to call it, okay? It is a textbook for the most part, so this is something that you will study. This is I'm going to refer to when I set up your midterm, okay? And when you're doing population analysis, a big part of it is looking at the graphical representation. So you go ahead and read this and then click on the graph and take a look at what's going on. And we see this change in the number of people over 65 years of age, and society has really had to change how it works, and I'm going to talk about that when we look at the baby boom generation, but nonetheless what you see is this is not a linear graph. It has an exponential function. Okay, anytime you hear the word exponential, it means things are changing rapidly, and that means as a society, you guys are really going to have to adapt to these increases in the number of individuals over the age of 65. Okay, all right. So that's what that's all about. Okay, so then we come back over here. Okay, and we look at something else. Okay, so you guys are going to have us that will become dependent on you. Okay, and so we look at this dependency ratio. Okay, so it's the scale is 100% right here. I was born in 1956. I was at the very end of this baby boom era. My brother, who's 10 years older than me, was right in the throes of it. Okay, so there had to be big societal adaptations when all these young people were rifling through our country's system, and the first things that come to mind was just major expansion of schools. to handle all the new people, all the new young people. And this included the formation of the state college system in California, the expansion of the University of California system. And then as you look down here at this scale down here, as we are now going through 2000, 2010, 2020, 2030, 50, this same group of people has rifled through the system, and this is where we will be in 2050. The reason that it goes up is now we are retired, and because of oftentimes failing health, we're going to be very dependent on society to help us out. So when I was 5 years old and 3 years old, I was very dependent on my parents, okay? And when I'm going to be 85 years old, I'm going to be very dependent on my children, okay? But you see, the balance is now is in older people here, and that's the take-home message there. Okay. So just go ahead and read through that, okay? And we're going to go on to the second part, and another way of looking at population dynamics is to study distributions, okay? So this is called an age pyramid, and we'll have an example of this in the exam. And what we see right here is gender being represented, men and women, okay? And it's just a relative representation, okay? And what you see is a much greater representation in a country that was not developed like Mexico, that had mostly young people when this sample was made, okay? You can then contrast that with something like a country like Japan at the same period of time, not very many young people, and the old people are moving up the system. Envision now, 20 years later, these same people have moved up the system, and fewer younger people to care for them. So lots of dependence, not too many caregivers, so an enormous dependency ratio. All right, so that's how you kind of look through that. So good, so understand that, get a feel through it. Okay, and click on these graphs and look and read through it. Okay, alrighty. Now, okay, so we're going to go back to the course. Okay, so your next assignment will then to be going to the discussion. Okay, and you see right here what you're going to do is you're going to click on this. Okay, alrighty. And what it's going to do is it's going to slowly load, and that's what's going on right here. Okay, boom, we're in. And just read through this, okay? Take a look, for example, at global aging, okay? So we're going to scroll upward here. I made it bigger, all right? So we see here the time it took to double the percentage of people that are over 65 years of age, okay? So you see that France went from 7 to 14%, okay? It took forever, okay? USA, remember, we're look at these time frames up here, okay? We were a relatively young country back here, okay? And so it took us not as long as the European countries. And then you look at the other countries we have over here, okay? The emerging countries, China, South Korea, Thailand, Brazil. Look at how rapidly those countries are aging. Okay, so that's the whole kind of concept there, okay? All right, so then as we see down here, we're looking at the growth in the population over 65 in two countries in particular that are completely unprepared, and that's India and China, okay? And we're talking millions of people here, all right? So check that out, all right? So millions and millions of people right here going, India and China going from 2010 to 2050. This is what I would call opportunity, okay? You're going to have the global opportunity to go over there and fix the problems that they're not ready to solve. Okay. All right, so that's that. I want you guys to watch both these videos, okay, as indicated right here, and then follow the directions, okay? Very, very cool. Alrighty, next, really quickly, I want to get into the critical thinking assignment, what you do to go about this, okay? Okay, so with the critical thinking assignment, what we do here is follow the directions to a T. Okay, what you do is you open up the U.S. Census site. Okay, alrighty. This is kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? Look at the world population growing. It's insane. Okay, and there's the U.S. population right there, 322 million. Okay, what you need to do though is follow the assignment. You're going to tell us about your community that you grew up in. This has to be very personal. Okay, so we're going to select a state. I grew up in California. You do that, and okay, boom, boom, boom. We are in. Okay, there's the state of California. Okay, I want to get data for the city that I grew up in. Okay, so right here, I grew up on the east side. All right, Monterey Park, California. So I go ahead and put that in, and boom, Monterey Park, California's numbers are there. And then what county is that in? It's in, oops, sorry, I'm typing in it. There it is, Los Angeles County. Boom. I click on that, and it's in. So now I have all the values I need, and I'm going to focus on the 2010. 2014 is some communities have that data, some do not. Okay, so we're going to do this in age analysis. You guys can do a sex analysis if you want as well. So what you will need to do is start with, okay, I'm going to click on Excel. All right, I'm going to make a new file here. I'm going to bring it down. Okay, and I'm going to enter the values. Okay, so I'm interested in 3 different groups that are in the distribution. Okay, so I want to put in right here. So I'm going to put in MP. All right, from Monterey Park. All right, and so I'm going to look at under 18 on right here. Okay, and we're going to stick right there. So under 18 years of age, Monterey Park is 18.1. 18.1. Cool. And then this graph does not have the numbers for people between 18 to 65. So I'm going to put down people at 65 and older. From Monterey Park, that was 19.3. Okay. 19.3. Okay. And then, God, I'm really terrible at math. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to take my calculator here. All right. And I'm going to clear. And I'm going to go 100 minus 18.1 equals minus 19.3 equals 62.6. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so that's my number I'm going to put right here. All right, so 62.6, bam. And I'm going to say this is 18 to 65, okay? And this is 65 and over. Oops. Okay. Alrighty. So, what do we need to do? You need to graph this for not only Monterey Park, that's my city, for LA County, and for the state of California, and then make interpretations. So, how do you do that? Okay, we'll just go like so. Alright, we're going to go like this. Okay. I'm going to grab hold of that. I'm going to insert up here a bar graph. Okay. Alright, that looks good. There it is, under 18, 18 to 65, 65 and older. Now we got numbers over here, we got a chart title. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some things here, okay? So I want to be able to give some axis titles, okay? So that title right there, okay? All right, is percent of the population. All right, so you know how to do that, right? Okay, and then this right here is age distribution. Okay, and this right here is Monterey Park. All right, boom! I got everything I need now. I'm going to put that into the paper I write. Right? You do the same thing for the LA County. You do the same thing for the state of California. All right, so we're all good on that. All right, and that's it. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come back like so. All righty, and sorry, there's my thumb. Whoa, sorry about my old school mess up here. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. All right, very cool. There I am. Okay, so. And then interpret that. Why does Monterey Park have the distribution that it has? What do you know about that city you grew up in? Okay, is it a lot of young people? Is there a lot of births? Is it mostly old people? Is it a really expensive place to live? Is it a slightly cheaper place to live? That will dictate the distribution. Okay, all right. So that is it, and good luck till next time.